Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm Andis the Barber, and today I got a video for you guys all about Andis Outliners. I'm gonna show you guys how to adjust the blade two different ways. I'm gonna show you how to adjust the tension screw as well as the tension spring that holds the blade and moves it. So you can't just take these clippers out of the box and get the same cut you can after you adjust them. So I'm gonna show you guys everything you need to know so you get these clippers cut to perfection. Now you all know these are the most popular trimmer we have in the barber industry today. You can't go to a barber shop and not see a pair of these. So I wanna make sure that I help you guys get yours set perfectly so you go ahead and deliver some great cuts. So go ahead and stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how to do this right now. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is adjust these blades on the Outliners. The tools you're gonna need to do this are a Phillips head screwdriver. For the first way I'm gonna show you guys, I'm gonna use a blade setter. This is the Nevo blade setter. I'm not sure if they make these anymore, but I know there is the On the Money blade setter as well as one that Andis makes. I'll put the links for those two down in the description so you guys can go check them out. That's the easy way. Then the old school way, you'll just need a mirror, and I'll show you that way as well. And so let me go ahead and get into it. First thing you do is you're gonna pop off these two top screws on the blade. It's nice if you have a magnetic screwdriver to use a magnetic screwdriver. That way those screws don't fall off and you lose them. So bam, got that off. So here's your blade. You have two screws right there. Let me throw that piece back on there. So the first way I'm gonna show you guys how to adjust these are to loosen up these two screws. Don't take them off. All you gotta do is just loosen them a little bit and do that. So I took it off. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I just loosened those enough just to move this blade around. And so what I like to do is I like to take it and I like to push those all the way up. Let me see, let me get in focus. I like push those blades all the way up so they're offline. Now I take my blade setter, which is the easy way. So if you got a blade setter, just go ahead, place that blade down in there evenly. And then this Nevo blade setter has this extra piece. I'll take that and put that in that hole. And I'll push up on it like that. And then I would just tighten those two screws back. So now after you got those two screws tightened back, you can go ahead and take that out. And your blade should be set perfectly. And so you can always rub your finger across the top just to make sure you don't feel any snag. It should be smooth. And so now I got that blade adjusted perfectly using a blade setter. So if you have a blade setter, that's the easiest thing to use. All right, so the second way I'm gonna adjust these blades is I'm gonna start by loosening those two screws again. Again, just enough to move the blade around. And then I'm gonna take them right here like this. And again, I'm gonna push them all the way up so that bottom blade is way over that top blade. Then I'm gonna take my mirror, get this out of the way. Slide my mirror in here, let me get in the frame. There we go. I'm gonna take my mirror and I'm gonna press down this blade flat on the mirror. And I'm gonna push right on this part with my two pointer fingers. Just push down, and then you wanna hold that blade tight, and you wanna come in at an angle. You see, I'm holding it at an angle. And then you wanna take your screwdriver again, do this without blocking the camera, and go back in and tighten those two screws back. So while you're holding it at the angle, you want to go back in and tighten those two screws. It's always best to use a mirror rather than a wood table or anything else. The mirror seems to work the best. I've tried to do it on tables and stuff and it just doesn't work out as great. So now I got those 2 screws tightened again. I can take my blade, and you just want to just take your finger and just go over it lightly, and it should be smooth. This is going to take a little longer to do if you haven't done it before. Like I said, the best way to do it and the most accurate way to do it is just to use the blade setter. That way you don't have to figure out that you overset your blades when you're going to cut a client and you accidentally cut them. And so, like I said, this one I got it pretty perfect on that first try. And so make sure you don't feel any snag in that blade. If you feel any snag, then you need to go in and you need to reset it again. So that's all it is to adjusting the blades. You guys got any questions about that, let me know. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to adjust the tension. Okay, so now if you got your blades adjusted, you wanna go ahead and you wanna adjust the tension. So the first thing I wanna do is, if your blades are off, like mine are, you wanna put your blade back on. Let's see, get that piece back on there. It's a pretty quick process to do this. So go ahead and get my blade put back on there. And you must have that blade on there in order to get this tension set perfect. So I got my blade on, I got it tight, got it centered. So now I'm gonna take off this front plate on my clipper, and I only have 1 screw in here. I take the other one out on the bottom. Helps helps the clippers become more powerful when you take out that 1 screw. Just from what I experienced. All right, guys. So when it comes to your tension, after you get your case off, this is your tension screw right here. And so you want to go ahead and you want to completely take that out. And we're gonna set this tension spring in the ball first. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna take that completely out. So there I have it. So my tension is not set correctly right now for the fact that when I took that out, this spring did not pop out of there. And if it's set correctly, this spring will pop out of there and it will rest right above the hole. So for example, this is the hole that that tension spring rests in. And so you want that that ball, when you take that screw out, you want that ball to rest right above that hole. And so what I'm gonna do is you can take a pair of pliers and you can kind of go in and just, you can maneuver that around. Let me see, I'm gonna pop that out first. And then you can go in and you can this spring. So I wanna just bend it out a little bit. And now you see, I have it resting right above the hole. So now, after I do that, I want to take my screw and put my screw back in there. And this tension, it can be tricky, so it may take you a few tries to get it right. And now I can start tightening it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that screw back in there. And the trick to find out if you got this tension ball set correctly is when you start to tighten it, you're gonna hear a snap when this gets into place. And so when it falls back into that hole, you should hear a snap. And then I'll show you exactly where on the, let me get that in there. I'm gonna show you exactly where in the hole you want that tension ball to rest so you have your tension set correctly. So now I got my screw back in there and I'm just gonna start to tighten it. Now listen for a snap. If you don't hear a snap, that means I don't have it set correctly, but I'm pretty sure I got this right, so you should hear a snap. You see that the ball is starting to go down, the tighter I get. There's the snap. So now after it's snapped in there, you see where you cannot see any of the hole that it rests in. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna continue to tighten it. And what you wanna do is, you want just, on your hole, you want just like a quarter of a moon of this to show. So let me go ahead and get into that. And this is the best view for you guys. And I'm just gonna keep tightening it. And you see as my ball continues to go down, more of it is starting to show. So now I have about a quarter of a moon showing right there. And that's about all. You might be able to just go just a tad bit more, but that's about it right there. So you want that ball to be just above half, and so you should see about a quarter of a moon of that hole. So that's all it is to adjusting the tension. Now I got my tension adjusted correctly. I can go ahead and put my clippers back together. I got my blade set. So I'll go ahead and put this back together, and I'll give it a try to make sure it's working correctly. So there it is. That's all it is to adjusting the outliners. When you get a new pair fresh out the box, you always want to adjust the blades. Check into those blade setters though. It makes it a lot easier. It takes all the guesswork out compared to doing it the mirror way. But if you don't have a blade setter or can't afford one right away, the mirror is a good way to go. But just make sure that you try it on yourself, because you'd rather cut yourself than a client. The tension may not always need to be set. I've had outliners that were brand new that the tension was set perfect on, and I've had outliners that are brand new that I've had to go in and manually adjust the tension. So that's something always to look into. If you got an old pair, it's always best to try on those first if it's your first time. Usually if you're not experienced, you can mess up the clippers a little bit. So go ahead and check this video out. Watch it more than once so you get the process right. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you message me, hit me up in the comments if you got questions. I'm always here to help. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. And that's it. That's all I got for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm out.